the Greeks were deeply sexist. Women, in their view, were responsible for all that is bad in the world. It was a woman, you may recall, called Pandora, the name means all-gifted, who, because of her insatiable curiosity, opened the jar which contained all the evils in the world, sickness, hard work, and so on, leaving only hope inside. In other words, Pandora bears a strong family resemblance to biblical Eve. It wasn't just Greek myths that were sexist. Greek scientists weren't any better. The greatest of them believed that women were biologically inferior to men. In his treatise called Generation of Animals, Aristotle defined a woman as an infertile male. She is infertile, he explained, because of a kind of inadequacy, adunamia, being unable to produce semen. He thought that the menses was failed sperm that hadn't coagulated properly. As a Greek woman, you might well have been stuck in a rut. There were very few outlets for female talent. Your chances of becoming a creative artist or an intellectual were pretty much nil. You might have become a poetess. We hear of several poetesses, the most notable of whom is Sappho, but only fragments of their work have survived, which in itself seems to tell us a lot about the prejudices of largely male readers.
Yep.
And there were other drawbacks to being a woman.
Really?
Skeletal evidence indicates that you would have predeceased Greek men by about 5 to 10 years. This was partly due to the early age at which you became pregnant and entered childbirth, and partly due to the small interval between your successive pregnancies. If you haven't guessed it already, I should tell you that there's going to be a lot of social pressure upon you to get married, and once married, to become pregnant ASAP. I've mentioned already Medea's comment in Euripides' play of that name, "I'd rather go into battle 3 times than give birth once." Though that comment comes from the pen of a man, I bet there were lots of women who said to their husbands, "You think battle is dangerous and painful? Just you try giving birth."
No shit.
Incidentally, some scholars used to argue that Euripides was a misogynist on the grounds that he portrayed some pretty frightening women in his plays. Women like Medea, who murders her children, Phaedra, who falsely